The French onion burger is a cast iron seared Omaha Steaks PureGround Filet Mignon burger topped with caramelized onions, quick braised with beef stock and French onion seasonings with a melty, glorious Gruyere cheese. Let's get right into it. First things first, we gotta get our onions right. So I have here a yellow onion, and I'm going to slice this very thin, razor thin. So you start out by halving your onion, remove the skin, and get those really nice, super thin, razor thin slices. Then you want to do the same thing with a couple cloves of garlic. All right, and again, remove the skin. What I like to do first is smash the garlic and then thinly slice it. Now we're gonna head over to our pan and get this party started right. So we turn on our heat. To this we add olive oil. We wanna have enough oil in there for our onions. And a little bit of butter for that nice nutty kind of sweetness. I'm gonna melt that down. So let's add our onions. Into the pan we go. And then we begin to saute. So you let the onions do their thing, let them break down, let those natural sugars release. All right, once the onions are nice and caramelized, brown, got that nice golden hue and start to break down and get nice and tender, we want to add the rest of our ingredients. So next, we are going to add a little bit of bourbon because bourbon adds a real nice flavor. It's going to also help deglaze the pan and give it a nice smoky sweetness. And we are going to add our French onion seasoning mixture. That's gonna give you that really good flavor of a deepened, complex French onion soup in a fraction of the time, but not compromising or sacrificing on flavor. And we bring all that together and you let that bourbon reduce down and let the French onion seasoning coat all of our onions as well. Once we have everything nice and incorporated, we want to add our beef stock. All right, so we're gonna let that come up to a boil. We're gonna reduce it to a simmer, let all those flavors intensify and just reduce, and we'll get back to that in 1 second. All right, so once the beef stock starts to reduce down with the bourbon, the French onion seasoning, and those just really fantastic thinly sliced onion and garlic, you wanna let that come to room temperature. And while that's doing its thing, let's go on to the next step, the burgers. Okay, now when you're making a quality burger, quality ingredients are a must, and this is what we have here. We have Omaha Steaks Filet Mignon PureGround burger. It's single origin meat, masterly crafted by our butchers and aged for a minimum of 30 days. So you have that maximum tenderness and juicy flavor. So what we're gonna do first is make a little rub for our burger. So we're gonna use some of that French onion seasoning mix, a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper, and then a whisking away we go. Then we season both sides of the burger. Don't be shy. This is where a lot of that French onion flavor is gonna come from. Then you gently just kind of pat all of that seasoning and salt into the burger like so. Flip that over and repeat the process. To decrease that shrinkage, just use your thumb and create a nice dimple right there in the middle. So we have our burger seasoned. Let's jump right into it and let's make our French onion burger on the skillet. All right, so we have our pan going. And as always, it's very important, hot pan, nice hard searing, browning, all of that is flavor. I put a little bit of grapeseed oil in there because grapeseed oil has a very high smoke point. Okay, all right, so I think we're ready. And as always, you wanna always lay the meat or protein away from you so it does not splash up and burn you. All right, so what we're doing right now is we're cooking the burger, getting it nice and seared, about 3 to 4 minutes until a nice char and crust have developed. Let's toast our buns. We bring our pan up to heat and we have these onion burger buns. We're going to add mayonnaise, yes, mayonnaise. And into the pan we go. Get that nice and toasty and warm. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take a peek and see if that crust has began to form yet. There we have it, flip it over. And by us pressing the French onion seasoning, the salt, the pepper into the burger, it's created a nice crust. and also giving it nice flavor as well by really intensifying and caramelizing those flavors in the seasoning. Now this is the very important part. Remember those cooked down French onions? We take some of that and add about, say about 3 tablespoons on the top of each burger. And then when you're eating French onion soup, you want to always have that brulee, cheesy, gooey, stretchy Gruyere cheese. So we shall not forget that. Put that on top of our burger like so. And then we want this to steam and just really have that cheese get nice and melted. Beef stock. That's going to add flavor and also help the cheese melt on top of the burgers. Put the lid back on top. Let that go for about, I'd say 2 to 3 minutes. Once that cheese is melted and our burger buns have toasted, we are ready to compose and most importantly, eat our French onion burger. Toast the onion burger buns, perfectly toasted. Then we have our Filet Mignon burgers. So we put the burger on the bun, put the top bun on the burger, and this right here is a thing of beauty. It not only looks good, but you know what? Tastes even better. While I finish this burger, you get cooking. See you next time.